Cowboys coach Jason Garrett responds to why the team released Michael Sam. I'm Jim Basketball with the latest ESPN headlines. He talked about Sam being caught up in a numbers game regarding that defensive line position. We are joined on the phone by Todd Archer, who covers the Cowboys for ESPN. And Todd, this quote from Jason Garrett: "You've got to be careful on the practice roster having too many at one position because we have a lot of defensive linemen and we have more coming." What was the Dallas Cowboys' impressions of Michael Sam, the football player?
Yeah, he worked hard. He did what he was asked to do, and that's really what you want out of a practice squad guy. He wasn't brought in to be any kind of savior. It was a chance to look at a guy who showed some pass rush, obviously at Missouri, and a little bit there in the preseason with the St. Louis Rams. And the Cowboys just wanted to get a look at him. And, you know, I know people are saying, well, they only had 7 sacks. How could they not give him a chance? Mm-hmm. Well, second-round pick DeMarcus Lawrence is on the way. He should play November 2nd against the Cardinals after his stint on short-term injured reserve comes to an end. And he's the guy that they're looking at as really the guy to make the biggest impact going forward with their pass rush.
So, Todd, you just mentioned Lawrence, Okoye, Spencer, 2 other veteran players that sometime in the near future could be back from injury. And then on the practice squad, you have Ken Bishop and Kenneth Boatwright, as you write here on ESPN.com. What does that say about Sam when there are at least 2 other players on the practice squad that are ahead of him in the team's eyes?
It shows you that what the Cowboys thought in May when he came into the draft, that he was kind of a tweener for this system. They didn't know if really he was a great fit for their scheme and what he wanted to do. And you know, after seeing him in practice for the first 6 weeks of the season, still the same questions. They just weren't sure that he was a good fit for what they want out of their defensive linemen and pass rushers. He's not the fastest guy, but he's got some pass rush to him. But the Cowboys just felt like it was time to go with their own 7th-round pick, who they cut, and Bishop, who they cut last week, and brought him back on the practice roster. They liked Boatwright, and he would have been the guy, if they did make a practice squad move, that would have been called up before Sam. So, you know, now Michael Sam just has to go find a team that will be a good fit for him and work his way in and see if he can forge an NFL career that way. It's just, for right now, it won't be with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, it didn't work out with the Rams. It didn't work out with the Cowboys. He showed some flashes in the preseason with the St. Louis Rams. Did you get any indication from anybody inside the Cowboys organization that this is a guy that could play in the NFL given the right opportunity?
I think you hit it right there. It's the right opportunity, the right scheme, the right system, and what they're wanting guys to do. And you know, for the Cowboys, again, you know, they want their defensive linemen to be fast. That's not, you know, Michael Sam, we saw him at the Combine, did not test very well. He plays probably faster than he timed, but, you know, in practices as a practice squad guy, you don't get a lot of opportunities to show what you can do. You're given looks of the other team and helping the Cowboys prepare for that one. So, you know, it was a little stacked against him when he came here, but, you know, there will be chances for him. You know, there are people who will look at what he did in college, look at what he did in the preseason, probably, I'm sure, call the Cowboys and say, hey, what did you guys think? Sure. Why didn't it fit there for you guys? And bring him in and give him a look. I don't think by any stretch that his chances of making the NFL roster for his career are over. Maybe it's harder now for this year, but I still think you'll see someone give Michael Sam a chance to see if he can make a regular season game.
Todd Archer covers the first-place Dallas Cowboys for ESPN.com. Todd, we appreciate the insight.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
Again, Jason Garrett gives his impression of why the Cowboys released Michael Sam. You can read more about this story right here on ESPN.com. With the latest ESPN headlines, I'm Jim Basketball.